So I honestly haven't done one of these in a while. I'll be honest, I haven't really been super motivated. But let's do it, man. This is, I haven't really just tried to like straight up motivate people and have a motivational talk without talking about Uber and talking about money or talking about, ways to make money. But why not, right? So I was thinking about this today, right? Y'all know I get a ton of video comments on my videos, and I have a lot that I've been catching up on because I haven't really been doing a great job at that. So I was reading through a lot of the comments, and don't get me wrong, listen, comments, I have really thick skin because I got real things in my life that's going on that, listen, I'm going through a lot in my personal life. So the comments are nothing, and most of I would say like 99% of the comments are positive, but every now and then I get a little, a hate comment or I get a criticism or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I am one of those people, I want to know when I'm doing wrong. I want to know when I could be doing better. I honestly want to know, like, if I'm walking down the path, walking down the wrong path. If there's other stuff that I should be thinking about. That's just my personality. I like people to be very direct with me, because that's how you grow. Just telling me, oh yeah, I'm doing everything right. I'm the best person in the world. I don't like that. Listen, I appreciate it. I love the people that support me. You guys are awesome. I love it. I can't deny that I appreciate it. It warms my heart seeing these comments. It warms my heart seeing that, I'm actually making good content. Because if I can be honest, a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know how long it's been now, but when I started this YouTube channel, I was like, man, nobody's going to watch this. I don't know what I'm doing. Who am I that people are going to watch these videos? And then now, all of this time later, it's like, so seeing those comments, it brings joy to me. Because it's like, I'm doing something, even if it's just motivating one person, that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's helping one person, that's good enough, right? So this video comes from that standpoint. Now, like I said, but my personality is every now and then you need that criticism. But I'll be honest, I am my biggest critic. So I see the flaws in everything that I do. So I have a hard time seeing I guess if you see the flaws, I can't see the perfection or I can't see the good things and stuff, because it's like, all I see is the flaws, right? All I see is the issues. All I see is the mistakes. I don't really see the things that I did good. So, that's why I started off saying, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the support. I've had people, shout out to Hope Smash, who has cashed out me, y'all don't know what that means. Because it's like, I can't see anything good coming from what I do. If that makes sense. I can't see anything good coming from, me making these videos. These videos are just tedious. It takes time. This is what I see. So I just see, I could have been making money while making this video. Then I got to edit it. Then I got to go through. And then I'm going to make a couple mistakes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm rambling. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I see. But, as I've always done, I'm going to use myself as an example, okay? Sometimes that criticism is meant to build you. What do I mean by build you? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all are on this journey, right? We all have our own journey to do. Let me not say journey. We all are if we could take our life, it would be, everybody has a different book. We all are in a different chapter, is what the saying says. That's how it should be. We are all different books, and we're all on different pages. How about that? That makes a little bit more sense. So we all kind of are in different places in life. You know, some of us are older, some of us are younger, some of us are like me and kind of like older. I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are just kind of, you know, we in different places in life. And so, with all of that being said, now that I'm kind of rambled for the first couple minutes, the point of this video is that you need that criticism, but also you can't allow, you have to understand that in order to grow, you have to be willing to tweak things. You have to be willing to adapt. That's the only way to actually get to the next level. So a lot of people think to get to the next level, to accomplish the things that you want, the doors are just going to open and you're just going to walk through them and it's going to be all breezy. Like a lot of our goals, I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of our goals are to make $1 million. I'm going to use that as an example because most people can relate to that. We're, you know, if you're watching my channel, you're an Uber driver, and making more money is incredible. Especially making $1 million, that's awesome. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can make $1 million right now, everybody thinks that you just walk through the door and boom, $1 million, yay! But it's not necessarily like that. In reality, what happens is you're gonna go through a lot of challenges, a lot of bumps up along the way. And can I just tell y'all, I am bumping my head a lot. I'm bumping my head on what type of content to make. I'm bumping my head on what type of strategy I should do when I'm driving. I'm bumping my head on talking to customers. How do I talk to them the right way? I bump my head on a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm bumping my head in my personal life, dealing with my family because, you know, like I said, I got real problems. And, you know, it's hard to really explain it to my family because it's like, yo, like, I'm in a transition phase. I'm in a transition phase, and things that I thought that were going to keep me successful, things that I thought that were going to happen, didn't necessarily happen. So I got to figure it out. And it's like trying to explain that to people and trying to talk through, and it is difficult. It's difficult, you know. And then, like I told you guys, I am personally, I'm an introvert. Can I say that again? So all that means is that I like to be by myself. I don't really like to be around people. I like to be by myself. I like to kind of just vibe. I'm good in a room all alone, especially if I got a TV, especially if I got a game system, especially if I got a computer. I'm good. You know, if I got a refrigerator in there, then I'm even better. Because I don't have to, you know, like for me, I charge up when I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds weird, but that's just me, you know? But yeah, so, you know, to get to the next level, you're going to have so many bumps and bruises to go through it. And I know we all are trying to accomplish something. But if you think about it, and I know this is kind of weird, because it's like we don't really think about our accomplishments in the sense of the things that we've achieved, we don't really think about. Like, I know the demographics of my channel are fairly older people. So, you know what I'm saying? Most of y'all have graduated high school. But none of y'all really think about what it took to graduate high school. Yeah, you know, if I say like, oh man, you graduated high school. Oh yeah, that was 10 years ago, that was 5 years ago, 6 years, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, that was then, this now. Like, it's not as big of an accomplishment as it actually was. Like, or some of y'all have went on to college and graduated college. It's like, that's a huge accomplishment. Just in terms of school. Do you remember all of the sleepless nights? Do you remember how you had to, you know what I'm saying? You might have went to a party tonight, and then you had a test the next morning, and you had to figure it out. Like, those were accomplishments. There was a lot of frustration during those years. It wasn't just sunshine and roses, as we like to say. But that's what it takes. You're going to go through a lot of bumps and bruises. And that's why I started off saying, sometimes you need the criticism. Sometimes that criticism is what it takes to help you grow. So, yeah. Now, I'm not saying that all of my comments now need to be horribly negative, because, yeah, I'm not asking for negative comments. I'm just saying that in this life, what I've learned so far in my couple years that I've been on this earth is that you really grow. Sometimes to grow to the next level, you really need to be pushed. You need to be challenged. You need to face those tough situations. Like, can I be honest with y'all? If I never started Uber, I would have never tried to be a business owner. In the sense of, I wouldn't have tried to do my insurance business. I damn sure wouldn't have done the vending machines. I wouldn't have risked any type of money and trying to do stocks and bonds and trading and all of that stuff. If I had never started doing Uber, there's just no way I would have been a business owner. I would have continued. I either would have let go of the server job and just went directly back to the bank and just been that way, because it was safe. It was safe. And at that point, I was used to the politics. I was used to the way that everybody talked to each other. It's, it was just a dog-eat-dog world. And I was just used to it. I was over it, but I was used to it. It's a place of comfort, or vice versa. If I did let go of the bank job, I would have been a server. And maybe, I don't know, maybe being a server, I would have found another opportunity, another job or something like that. And the point is, I would have never tried to do anything for myself. It's kind of what I'm referring to. I would have never tried to make money on my own. It would have always been through a job. It would have always been through one of those top tiers, what we call a great job. Honestly, I probably would have went back to the post office. If I'm being entirely honest, if being a server, being a waiter didn't work out, and I was just tired of the bank, I probably, and then sales wasn't really my thing, I honestly would have just went and I would have just went back to the post office or Amazon and just been a package carrier. Because y'all know Amazon be paying good. Well, when I say Amazon, y'all know UPS pays well. I would have just been a UPS person. Worked at the post office and waited by years and got the pension. That's a great job. And there's no shot, there's no shade to anybody that's doing that. It's just, that's what my trajectory would have been. I would have never taken any chances on myself. So, using myself as an example, the chances are what showed me what running a business is. The chances, the risk that I've taken, are what have caused me to learn that I can do even more things. And that's not to say that I can't ever get a job, but it's shown me a different world. In other words, I've learned so much more out in the real world than being in the corporate world, if that makes sense. I've learned so much more being out here as a business owner than I would have learned as just a regular employee. So now I can say I have both sides, So obviously, if I go back into a regular job, it's like I'm going back with the understanding of how the business works, which is a plus. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, obviously. can't step on nobody's toes, you know. But yeah, so I hope this video makes sense. But the point is, sometimes that criticism is there to help you grow. Sometimes that criticism is exactly what you need to get to the next level. Sometimes that criticism is just there so that you can look at yourself and realize, hey, there's more that you have to give. I hope that makes sense. I hope all of that makes sense. But that's what I was thinking about when I was reading those comments. You know, because it's like, y'all, a lot of y'all criticize me. Oh, you work too many hours. Oh, you work at a slave job. Oh man, you know, why do you drive a Tesla? A lot of y'all criticize me, and it's like, okay. But yeah, if it wasn't for that criticism, I wouldn't be where I am today. Maybe not necessarily from y'all, but you get the point. You get the point. Because everything, there's a lot of questions that I ask myself. As I've told you, I am my biggest critic. So even still, I ask myself all of these questions. But it's like when you start to see where you're going, it's easy to look past who you're going by. It's easy to look past what you're going through, if that makes sense. When you see where you're going, it's easy to look past what you're going through. That's the quote for the day. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, as you can see, I'm just kind of walking around this parking lot. I'm pretty sure they're gonna call security on me. So I'm about to get out of here. I hope that motivates somebody. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave it in the comments. I'll try to explain it. But yeah, that was just on my mind today. I was thinking about it. So yeah. But yeah, if you're not in the Telegram group, we are almost at 100. We building a community here. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm out of here. Deuces.